Hi, welcome back to our Sproutable Q&A. This week we have a question from a parent who wants to know how to move their kids away from the bottle or a sippy cup into an open cup. And this parent was recommended by their pediatric dentist, and we know also speech and language pathologists are recommending this as well, that kids, when they are ready to give up the bottle, instead of transitioning to a sippy cup that has a valve, which is basically just a bottle also, to move them directly to an open cup. And so this just gives them a head start on that development that's really necessary, doesn't hold them back at all. And it's a little bit tricky because they're generally toddlers. And so of course they're going to start spilling things, especially if they walk around with a little handle on it. And so this is why those sippy cups were invented, was not in thinking about the toddler, but really thinking about the grown-ups who were tired of all the spills. But we want to be focused on their development. We want to do what's right for our kids, which gives them the best head start. And so when you transition them to the open cup, kids need practice, practice, practice. Kids also love this. They love being able to use an actual open cup. So of course we're going to start with water and giving them small amounts and letting them practice with that. And often for children, it doesn't need to be this big deal. It is literally just a switcheroo. It's just, we don't have bottles anymore, and now we have our open cups. And you get to choose, do you want the red or the blue or the yellow or the green? And you just stay focused on what it is that you are offering for them. Many of the open cups have the handles, which can be really useful and helpful for kids. But again, when you start early and start just practicing and with a little bit of liquid, then you'll be amazed what kids are able to really master and practice. In order to help save your sanity and not have things be spilling all over the place when you move to an open cup, of course you want to practice with water, but save anything that is not water for those supervised times at meals. So you can just give them a little bit. You can even put a little bit more in a pitcher and have them practice pouring themselves a little bit more when they're ready. And just be ready with those extra paper towels and things for the wandering around, or when you are out and about, then you want to just stick with water in between those meals, and that will just keep your cleanup easier. And sometimes parents will say to me like, well, my kid's going to freak out, or they really insist they've got to have their milk or they've got to have their juice. And guess what? That's okay. They are allowed to have their feelings. And you get to also set that line. You get to set that boundary, that healthy limit to say, yes, you really want it. And we just have milk before bedtime while we're reading our story, or have the little bit of milk at the table where it can be easily cleaned up if a little bit spills. And then you can move to the cozy rocking chair where they can have a little bit more water if they want. But you get to hold both of those to be true. You get to say, yes, you want it. And we only have those particular drinks at these certain times, and the rest of the time you can have water, and then you can give them comfort. You can validate their feelings, their emotions, and then you get to use some redirection and distraction and move on and really stay in your own truth with that follow through. So it is okay for them to have big feelings. It is okay for you to validate that and give them comfort. And they are learning also that they can handle their feelings, that feelings come and go and come through as a storm, and that you are going to be a consistent and stable grown-up for them. So good luck. Go forth with the teaching of the sippy cup. And remember, this is really the start of them learning so many bigger life skills. They get to be independent. You get to see how much they really are capable of. So thank you for writing in, and we will see you next time. Real moments are learning moments.